Hello, my friend and fellow Lightwalker, and welcome to the final week in 2017 and what I call Divine December. This week, things take on a serious tone. We have the Sun in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn, and a full moon on New Year's Day. Sensei says you're going to feel like you need to get a grip. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your weekly Namaste Today. Welcome to Namaste Today, a joyful way to kickstart the day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Sensei Christopher Witecki. Welcome back, my friend. Namaste. Well, I, for one, have not liked 2017 whatsoever, but I am happy to say that 2018 is right around the corner and the universe is wasting no time. Today, we're going to talk about how the Sun and Saturn are working together to help you get a grip in your life. And later, in your tea time, I'm going to drill down for what the full moon on New Year's Day means for your sign. But first, let's take a look at the week's moods and your zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is from Monday, December 25th to Friday, December 29th, 2017. Looking at your 5-day mood cast, it starts with the holiday and holy shift and moves through the week to slowly become stable. Let's take a look. On Monday, it's cloudy with a holy shift as the Sun is ruled by Uranus and a moon crossing Chiron calls for healing. On Tuesday, it's cloudy and rather uneasy as the Sun conjoins Black Lilith, bringing up fear. On Wednesday, it's sunny and clearing. Finally, you'll start to feel some results and relief, and Mars trining Neptune brings spiritual intuition. On Thursday, it's sunny and creative, probably the best day of the week. And on Friday, it's sunny and stable. Step 8 rules the day, and the moon in Taurus manifests. Well, looking at the week ahead, it is all about getting control of your life, and that's what I like to call getting a grip. In this next segment, I'm going to walk you through the week and why I feel that way. Taking a sneak peek at the upcoming week, I coined this week, getting a grip. And that's, I think, how we're going to feel this week, to be honest with you. The Sun is now in Capricorn, and we're off in that weird zone between Christmas and New Year's. And that's a strange energy, actually, every year because, at least in North America, we don't normally have that much time off, right? We also don't normally spend that much time with our families. And it turns out to be a big reflecting period, especially as we're creeping up to New Year's. Everyone always has New Year's resolutions. You're reflecting the year you just lived, and you're looking forward to the year you're about to live. And I think every year we're all hoping it will be a little bit better. But what makes this year unique is the fact that Saturn has just moved into Capricorn, making us all feel a bit more serious about our future and also a bit more paranoid about our ability to maintain control and be on time. So the first thing I want to put out for this whole week and this holiday is don't be too surprised if you're a little edgy, okay? You might find yourself being extra critical, more judgmental of yourself, and likely more judgmental of others. Now, I think what the Sun and Saturn are trying to do is help you to get a grip. In other words, to face your reality and your control issues with complete honesty so that you can move forward the way you want to. And although Saturn in Capricorn is a bit serious and intense, I think the ultimate result is that people feel empowered, they feel in control, and they have the capability of making decisions where in other transits they would go back and forth with uncertainty. So as we start the week, we start with a holiday. It's Christmas Day. And strangely enough, this might be the most difficult day of the week. This is because the morning begins with step 3, which is very open and jovial, and then it moves to step 4. Now, step 4 is where I typically will predict that we have a minor breakdown or a hiccup in our plans, only to discover a breakthrough a day or so later. But on this particular Christmas day, which I call cloudy with a holy shift, we have a lot of other interesting planets helping out to break down and break through. For one, Mercury will be at step 13, and Mercury is direct. Mercury went direct on December 23rd, so our mind is moving forward, our thoughts are moving forward, but step 13 means that our mind is up for some sort of holy shift anyways, and it will remain at step 13 until December 27th, by the way. So that means that from Christmas Day to Wednesday, you could receive some sort of realization that you've been coming at your story from the wrong perspective altogether. And I bring that up just so that you remain open and don't panic when that happens. The other thing that happens on Monday is Venus and Saturn conjoin at step 0 Capricorn. So Venus at step 0 usually means we kind of feel lifeless. We kind of feel like no matter how much people give, no matter how much people love us, we can't really bring it to the core of our heart. So I'm predicting this to be a weird Christmas day where you open up your presents and you have a difficulty feeling grateful, okay? And that's not your fault. That's Venus conjuncting Saturn. So it might be kind of a Saturn serious Christmas day. You might have a hard time really letting in and opening up to receive that love from your family members. And you might find yourself wanting to give too much. And I say that because Mars is at step 10 Scorpio, which means the energy of giving is going to be a lot greater than the energy of receiving on Christmas Day. Overall, the moon is crossing Chiron on Christmas Day, which means the whole experience, the whole holy experience, ho ho holy, will likely be one that allows you to spiritually grow. So Monday is really about spiritual growth, whether you partake in Christmas activities or you don't. Then on Tuesday, I predict cloudy and uneasy. I say that because the sun actually conjoins Black Lilith at step 5 Capricorn on Tuesday. Now that does mean that there will be breakthrough, but some of the breakthrough will be from facing fears directly. And this is something I'm going to be doing extra coaching on in my personal Sensei service for my subscribers. You will face some sort of fear, likely a fear about control, about maintaining control, and it might be a fear of being controlled. But facing it means that you will look at it straight in the eye and you will see it disappear if you do it correctly. So Tuesday might be a little uneasy as the Sun and Black Lilith are conjuncting. But the other interesting thing about Tuesday is Mars and Neptune trine each other. And this allows your boundaries and your spiritual faith to kind of come together. So Tuesday's a day of learning. Wednesday will be sunny and clearing house. So the moon will be in Aries on Wednesday. I feel that you will be strong. You'll be able to open up, accept, and receive. It probably won't be until Wednesday that you really start to feel the joy of Christmas, to be honest with you, where you start to receive your joy. And that's just because Venus was offline. Mars is at step 15, which means that your mind is now starting to come to a balance about what you believe. So I think Wednesday is going to be probably one of the better days of the week. Thursday, it's sunny and super creative. We wake up with step 6. We move to step 7. So Thursday will probably be a day where there's a lot of spiritual interactivity with your higher self. You'll get a lot of sense of things. And because we're in the early degrees of Capricorn, what you're trying to get a sense of is getting a grip, how to get control of your life, how to get control of your moment, what to do next. So I would say it's not until Thursday that you probably do get a grip and really begin to accept where you are, which is the only point at which you can start to move forward with where you want to go. Then Friday, it looks like it's going to be sunny and super stable. So Friday ends up being a very stable day. It's, of course, the day before New Year's weekend. It's a day where you're going to be manifesting, and it's a day where you're going to be able to make some decisions. So ironically, you'll probably be ready to make your New Year's resolutions on Friday. And between Friday and Saturday, you'll be able to come to a place where you decide what your life has to go, what must be cleared, what is the truth, so that's you getting the grip, and what should you do next or how should you move forward. And that really brings us into the weekend. Now, with that said, there is a full moon on New Year's Day, and this full moon is a doozy. It clearly is, starting the year off with a bang. So go steep yourself some tea, and let's have our daily tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is the Cancer full moon. Now, the universe wastes no time as we move into 2018. We have a lot of changes, and it begins on the very first day of the year. We have a full moon in Cancer, which will be, of course, opposing the sun in Capricorn. This full moon will be at step 11. So in basic sense, this will be a full moon that calls you into emotional integrity. Now, because it's calling you into emotional integrity, that does mean that anywhere you're not in emotional integrity, you might have a little bit of a breakdown. So I am predicting that there might be some New Year's Eve or New Year's Day blues that happens with certain people, simply because the universe is calling you into emotional integrity, and that means you have to face what it is that's not in integrity. Like I mentioned, the whole week leading up to this full moon is really about getting a grip. Getting a grip on how your life is, where you're in control, where you're not in control, where you tend to over-control, where you need to make decisions. And what happens on the full moon is you are feeling the total of all of this. And if you've managed to stay in denial all week long and not get a grip, then the full moon will be the time when you are feeling it, feeling your truth, and can't help but break down. But don't worry, that breakdown is only kind of like an alarm going off, so you understand what you emotionally need to stand in your emotional power. And not only is that full moon helping you understand your personal integrity, but the full moon is forming a grand trine in water at the apex of the full moon. What this means is not just an emotional realization, but an emotional learning, okay? The moon will trine into Neptune, which is also at step 11, but step 11 Pisces. So that means that intuitively, not only are you calling into emotional integrity in your life, but also spiritual integrity as well, which means that you are clear with your spirit, you're clear with your emotions, you're clear with your control issues. So this is very much a clearing full moon. And then from Neptune, it grand trines into Mars and Jupiter, which are conjoining in Scorpio. Very powerful. Mars will be at step 14 Scorpio, which means you're moving forward with clarity of personal emotional boundary. And Jupiter will be at step 17 Scorpio, which means you are committing to certain boundaries. So this full moon is a very powerful dynamic full moon where it's calling you to be in integrity. It's calling you to be in spiritual integrity. It's calling you to be in integrity with your personal boundaries and commit to certain personal boundaries. And all of this, of course, is with you taking your control back of your life in the accordance with integrity, which is great. I'm so happy. Now, incidentally, we have a lunar eclipse at the end of the month of January, which will be at step 11 Leo, which will be basically the collapse of anything not in integrity. So this full moon on Monday is a warning for you, a warning in the sense of, hey, these things are not in integrity. You have 30 days to get them into integrity. Otherwise, the lunar eclipse in Leo is going to come like a wood chop and chop down that tree, FYI. Now, we also have a kite formation happening on this full moon, and the kite formation points into Black Lilith, which will be at step 6 Capricorn. Now, step 6 is the step where we are opening up to our fears. So I think this is a real reality check. You will have a clarity of what your fears are, and you will realize it's time to face whatever those fears are. The good news is with Saturn in Capricorn, you will feel like you are ready to take responsibility for whatever's necessary to get a grip on your life. So it's not like where we realize we have all this work to do when we feel weak at the knees, like we can't do it. It's quite the opposite. It's that you realize that you have a problem or you have issues and you're ready to make this gone for good. You're ready to face those fears for good. Now, Mercury will be direct at step 19 Sagittarius on this full moon. So this means that as you're going through this emotional control cleansing, your mind is manifesting a new belief in yourself. Saturn is at step 1 Capricorn on the full moon, which means you're taking responsibility technically for your heart's desires. So all of this integrity check is for the heart. And the North Node in Leo is at step 15 Leo, which means that overall the entire picture is for your heart to have what it wants. So you could say that this full moon is the first spiritual alignment, kind of like a spiritual chiropractor, like a spiritual alignment from the universe to get in alignment with integrity. It's 11, 11, 11. There's 11 energy all over. That also means angelic energy is heavily a part of this. And what you're going to do is be emotionally attaching to wanting to feel like you're in control and you're in integrity. And because your emotions want to feel in control and in integrity, it means on the side of the sun in Capricorn that you'll make important decisions and important commitments to change your life. All right? Now, with all that said, I want to walk through the 12 signs and give you an idea of how this full moon grand trine is going to affect you. And let's, of course, begin with Aries. For Aries, this is quite literal because they are the heroes of the zodiac. They always go first. You are literally manifesting emotional integrity on this day, and you are literally making new decisions in your career, new decisions in your legacy, based on the fact that you want to feel emotional integrity in your life. And in the grand trine, what this unites to this emotional integrity is faith in yourself, so literally a greater faith in yourself and coming into spiritual integrity with yourself, and also clear boundaries with yourself and with the world. So this is an emotional integrity with faith and clear boundaries tied in. Very powerful. Tauruses. Tauruses are going to come into mental focus, a mental integrity. Tauruses are classic worriers, if you don't know. Not warriors, worriers. Okay, like they're warriors of worry. You can say that. So Taurus says it's time for to stop the madness, basically, and get into a synergy with their thoughts and their emotional attitude. This will cause them to accept what they know and accept what they have to learn. All right? And the grand trine is tying in their plans for who they are in the world and who they will be connected to. So this full moon on New Year's Day for Taurus is saying it's a new attitude with a new place in society and new relationships that help me get there. Geminis. Gemini will want to feel confident. They are building and manifesting confidence in themselves on this full moon. This confidence will call for them to make changes in their personal boundaries with themselves and other people. So by feeling confident, it's time to make a change in where you draw the line, Gemini. What this ties in to this new confidence is your career legacy in your future and also your lifestyle in your future. So this confidence is to change lifestyle, change career, and you'll have to change boundaries for all of this to happen. Cancers. Cancers are heavily affected, as are Cancer risings, because this is a full moon in Cancer. So Cancers are identifying a new ego integrity. They're feeling a new character on the horizon. This character on the horizon means that they will make new decisions about how they treat themselves in their marriage. This is step 11. Cancers will want to make it about relationships, but don't yet, Cancer. First, make it about the relationship to yourself. What this ties in is your belief in yourself and your heart's intention. So Cancers are seeing a new you with new beliefs and a new heart intention, and it means making changes in your relationship to yourself. Leos. Leos and Leo risings, I'm a Leo rising, will be seeking to manifest fearlessness. So Leos want to be fearless. They want to no longer have inner worry. By being focused on this fearlessness, it means they will make new decisions and changes when it comes to their health and their lifestyle, so the way they live each day. Tying into this new faith is a new trust in themselves and a new emotional security in life. So you could say that Leos are very much getting grounded with this full moon and making choices about lifestyle changes. Virgos. Virgos are feeling a new social calling, a new belonging. They want to find their tribe on this full moon. And because they want to find their tribe, they're going to have to make some new decisions about their heart and giving their heart more control over their life. Tying into this new social tribe will be their relationships to others on one side and their new attitude on the other. So Virgos are uniting a new social belonging, a new attitude in their mind, and new friendships and associations. Libras. Libras are manifesting a new decision integrity. So Libras are finding a new process for making decisions. They're finding a new direction for career and their future. This is tied to them changing certain ways that they relate to their emotions with the sun in Capricorn. And what ties into this new future, this new career, is for them a new daily lifestyle on one hand and a new sense of confidence and productivity. So by making a future decision, they are tying in new money and new lifestyle at the same time. Scorpios. The full moon for Scorpios hits them in the house of beliefs. So Scorpios are going to feel a new belief about themselves. This new belief about themselves allows them to change their mind about certain things. And this new belief about themselves ties into them loving themselves on a new level, and it ties into a new ego and a new behavior pattern that they have coming in. So they have a new belief, a new heartfelt desire, and a new ego on the horizon, and all of it comes down to making some changes in the way they think. Sagittariuses are manifesting a new trust in themselves. So this full moon is in the house of self-trust. Don't do anything stupid, by the way, Sagittarius, because it's hitting you in a very delicate spot, by the way. This new self-trust that they desire means that they're going to make some changes in their values, what they value and what they don't value, which will turn into money and self-esteem, by the way. This new self-trust ties into a solid emotional foundation that they have and a new sense of faith and fearlessness. So Sagittarius are kicking off the year with new self-trust, new faith and fearlessness, and clear, grounded feelings. That's huge. And by the way, congratulations, Sagittarius. You survived a Saturn transit. Capricorns are feeling the full moon in their house of mirage. So they feel a new relationship to themselves. This gives them the power to make new decisions about what actions they will take and where they will be defensive or not defensive. And this new feeling of a new mirage vow with themselves, a new day with themselves, ties into clear thinking and a new social belonging. So they're feeling a new them on the horizon, a new place in the world, and a new attitude on life. And where they'll make changes will be with their character, their defenses, and their activities. Aquarius is feeling a new health integrity. So they are feeling a new lifestyle, a new way of being in the body. And what this allows them to do is make certain different decisions about what they fear and what they don't fear. So they're cutting away fears on this full moon by wanting to have a new daily reality. Tied in this new daily reality is a new sense of self-confidence and money on the horizon, and also a new sense of career future. So Aquariuses are investing in a new moment that ties into new money and new career direction in the Grand Trine. And then finally, the Pisces. Pisces are investing in a new heart integrity. So Pisces are going after what their heart wants, and they're staying in integrity with their heart. This will require them to make new decisions about where they belong in society and where they don't belong in society. So they'll be maybe deciding to leave the New Year's party a little early because they realize they don't decide. What's tying into this new heartfelt integrity is a new character that's on the horizon for Pisces. So they are reinventing themselves based on the fact that they're listening to their heart, and that also means that they're following a new belief or listening to a new tune in their soul. So Pisces are basically manifesting heart integrity. This means they make changes about where they belong in the world, and this heart integrity ties in a new character and a new belief in themselves. So I know that was quite a mouthful. Like, there was a lot going on, but I hope it was of soul service for you, because I believe that this entire first day of January 2018 is a powerful start to the upcoming year. Now, with that said, I will go on to say that this weekend, on Saturday, December 30th, I am doing my countdown to 2018. And I'm going to talk well beyond New Year's Eve. In fact, in this next year, we have 5 eclipses. The first one's at the end of the month. We have a Venus retrograde, we have a Mars retrograde, and we have Saturn in Capricorn for the first time in 30 years, Uranus in Taurus for the first time in 86 years. Tons of change. And in this seminar, what I'm going to do is walk through every month for all 12 signs, much like I just did here, and give you a full synopsis of the year to come. If you'd like to know more and sign up for my seminar, which is this Saturday, visit me at soulmart.me. All right, friends, that's all I have for this week. I am so grateful to be of soul service for you. This is the end of the year, but just the beginning of a lifetime. Remember to be careful out there on New Year's Eve. Take care of yourself. We've got a full moon brewing. I'll be back in 2018 with more. Until then, remember, I love you, and to live, love, be.